Hey guys, welcome to Real Talk Houston. This is Carlotta B. Today we are on season 4. This is episode number 3. Join us in welcoming to the studio stand-up female comedian extraordinaire. She's a host, she's an actress, motivational speaker, uniquely funny, and an overall ultimate entertainer. Help me welcome Lotto Marie.
Hello. Listen, I was excited to
yes.
see your opening reel, but then my intro came and I said, okay, well, my intro was just as good as your opening reel. So
There you go.
Thank you very much.
Yes, that's how we do it around here. We're
Yes.
just happy to have you here on the Real Talk Houston with Carlotta B sofa. Welcome. Hopefully this won't be your last time. First time, but not the last.
Yes, the next time I come, I want to get real comfortable.
There you go.
Yeah.
And we'll definitely make that happen.
Yes.
You've been traveling around, jet setting, enjoying yourself, going from comedy store to comedy store to comedy store. How you feeling? What's your favorite city that you've been to and why?
You know what? I think that my favorite place to perform, honestly, has been Chicago.
Really?
Yeah,
Why
because
is that?
Chicago is not an easy audience.
Okay.
You know, they were. I was pretty intimidated by going to Chicago because they create and make some big comedians. Some of the best comedians are out of Chicago.
That's true.
And so, you know, prior to going there, I think the first time I went there to perform was about 2 years ago. I got to open up for Bubble Dub. I hosted like 4 or 5 shows for him.
Okay.
And, you know, I'm always excited
Mm-hmm.
and nervous at any time that it's a first experience.
Right.
So all of that is true.
Yeah.
But I love the stage.
I have heard that before. A
Yeah.
lot of big comedians get their start in Chicago.
Yeah.
And then they just kind of blow up.
Yeah.
And they all kind of said, I had another comedian that came through and he said the same thing. I think he said Ohio, something about Ohio is it's a hard crowd too, but he said Chicago as well.
Yes.
He said hard crowd, but it's a great place to be. Place to be.
It really is. It's cold too though, but you know,
Of
that's
course.
probably the part that I don't like
Yeah.
is the coldness.
You don't like cold weather?
I hate cold weather.
I love cold weather.
Well, it's probably because you like to dress. You dress to impress.
You have to, we only get maybe 4 or 5 days in Houston, right?
That's true.
So when it happens, I have to seize the moment.
Well, you do
Seize
it well.
the moment. How did you get into comedy, Lotto? What inspired you to pursue it as a career? How did you even know you were funny?
Right? So I'll be honest. History about myself.
Okay.
So Lotto Marie is my stage name.
Okay.
It's not my government name.
Gotcha.
I changed my stage name last year, December of technically 2022.
Okay.
It used to be MC Lotto.
MC Lotto. Okay.
And so that name came because I just wanted to MC and host events.
Gotcha.
That's how I got into comedy, is because I was at some poetry events here, and I seen the host, and I thought that they were hilarious. I was like, man, I want to do that. I could do that.
Yeah.
And somebody gave me the advice of, hey, you should try comedy because you're kind of funny.
Yeah.
So I just went to open mic, and, you know, they asked for a stage name, and I put MC Lotto.
Okay. Okay.
And for 5 years, I was MC Lotto.
Okay.
You know, stand-up comedian MC Lotto. And to be honest, the only reason I changed it because I didn't want to keep being boxed in.
Okay, gotcha. It's just a hostess.
MC, yeah.
Yeah, she's good at emceeing events, and yeah, if you want to MC an event or a host, call her. So yeah, that makes sense that you want to change it to something that reflects everything that you can do.
An overall entertainer. And honestly, so really, this is the real that I'm going to give you.
Okay.
The real is this. I changed it because I wanted to be on TV.
Okay.
I changed it because I wanted to get the opportunity to be on TV. I didn't want MC Lotto to be, you know, what I say.
Right.
So I did this December 2022, and in January for my birthday is on this Monday.
Okay.
Upcoming.
Woo!
Yeah.
Happy early birthday.
Thank you very
Woo,
much.
woo.
So, but in 2023, I went to LA.
Okay.
And I got tickets to go to the Jennifer Hudson show.
Yes.
And that's, you see me on that episode.
Yes.
So January 23rd or so, whatever day.
So it's almost been a year.
It's been a year that my name has been changed.
Okay.
And
Okay.
yeah, it's been a year since I was there in LA, and I changed the name a month before that because I wanted the opportunity to be on TV, and ultimately I'm just getting at the point that it happened.
So that timing worked out perfectly.
Yeah, it did.
And we're going to talk about how you wound up talking on the Jennifer Hudson show too, because I want to hear that story again.
Absolutely.
Because I know on the show you only had a couple of minutes or a couple of seconds perhaps to talk about it, but I want to dig a little deeper because that was a funny story.
Yes.
So we're going to talk about that. So in a male-dominated industry, there's really not a lot of females in the industry.
Right.
And the first time I met you was at the Improv, when you ladies took the stage, which was a really, really great show. And that was the very first time we met. But in a male-dominated industry, have you faced any unique challenges as far as being a female in the industry? And if so, how did you handle those? Like, what happened?
Absolutely. You know what's crazy? I don't think that I realized or I would be as privy to the difference if it wasn't for a boss that I had prior to me doing comedy. This lady, and you probably, many women have probably experienced this. I had a boss and I was a manager, or I was a supervisor, she was a manager. And her manager asked her one day while they were in a meeting, hey, remind me to call my wife at 6, and she flipped. She was like, because I don't have, something hanging between my legs, you ask me, why don't you ask them?
Right. Asked me to do some administrative, secretarial
and she's
duties.
a manager like the other people in the room. And again, sometimes we're just conditioned to, I'll remind, you know what I mean? Like, no big deal. But I wasn't really aware of those type of things. So that experience made me realize. So I'm saying that now just to say that absolutely I experience it as a woman. And I think that any woman in any industry does. But in this industry, the way that it happens is that I feel like they ask me things that they wouldn't ask another male comedian. I've had a comedy club hit me up because I also do games. I do Survey Says, which is pretty much very similar to Family Feud.
Great.
So I can host. I do others. That's why I say I do all overall entertainer. Not just stand up, not just host and MC, but I do, if you're having a 60th birthday party for yourself or 80th birthday party for your mom, I can come and entertain family reunions, all those things. But anyway, this game is
good to know, you guys.
Yes.
Book Lotto Marie if you need her for anything. She's
it don't
available.
matter if it's a kid pageant or whatever. I can make it happen. But this comedy club wanted my game. They asked for the price. I gave them the price. And overall, they came back and said they couldn't really afford the price. Is there any way I could show somebody at their club how to do it? Come on, bro.
So they didn't want to pay you. They wanted you to show somebody how to do it, but they didn't want to pay you.
Yeah, they didn't want to pay me. They wanted me to show somebody. And I don't think you would ask a man that. I think that sometimes they do. They say, wow. They say, I don't necessarily.
That's taking your time.
It's mine. I created it. Even though it's very similar, like I don't just use the questions from Family Feud. Like I do my own surveys. I send them out. I've created a PowerPoint. So where if I click this button, the answer flips over. Like I have a whole system that it used to be on cardboard. When I first started it, it was on a board with paper clips. Then
when you first started.
Then I moved up.
Right.
Then I got the little easel. So then I made sticky things. And so now I can flip them off instead of using the paper clip.
Exactly.
And then somebody else wanted to give me an opportunity to do it in front of like the largest amount of people I've done. It was like 300 people. I was like, man, I never did it, but I'll do it. I didn't even tell them I never did it. I was like, you know what? I'm gonna just make a PowerPoint.
That's good. And you didn't have to tell.
And I didn't have to tell them
information.
Yeah. So it's like this is something that I've had. This has been my baby for the last 6 years. Doing that, and it started.
Sounds fun.
Well, it is. It's a lot of fun. It's very entertaining to all. I think 2 years ago I started doing it for graduations, like even for high school, and I didn't think that I was like, these kids ain't gonna want to do this. They loved it. They didn't. The adults, I knew the adults loved it because they watch it. But the kids really got into it. I've done it with little kids, So, but it's my baby,
right?
And
but they didn't want to pay you for it.
They didn't want to pay me for it. So, fast forward, some time went by, and then I ended up going down there and doing it. And when I did it, the guy that was like the DJ asked me if I can send him the PowerPoint. And I told him no.
What? They still trying to take your baby.
Yeah.
Still trying to take your baby.
You can take all the question stuff. I just need it. Because he said he teaches and he want to have the format. Bro, figure it out like I did.
Exactly. He just wanted you to hand over everything so they can run off and go do it.
And I just don't think that that's a man. I don't think another man would ask another man something like that.
Yeah.
And that's just keeping it. I don't necessarily have to speak on, more sexist thing. Like, obviously that's, they're not going to tell another guy you look good before they go on stage.
Exactly.
So that's, that stuff to me is very minute.
Right.
And I handle that because I don't necessarily allow those things. A lot of the comedians in this area consider me a sis because I really don't play.
Right.
You know what I mean?
You have to draw that line.
Oh, I don't.
You have to set the precedence ahead of time so they know, okay, she might look good, but she don't play. Yeah. No games played.
Yeah. And so
you have to do that.
Well, I think, and again, it's no shade to anybody that doesn't do it this way. But for me, if I don't open the door, they have no business walking in.
True.
And let me tell you what happened when they walk in this door. We cussing here or not? What we doing? It's real talk.
You can.
You
it's
walk
real
in this
talk.
door, your ass is grass.
Ass is grass.
Because I know I haven't opened it.
Yeah.
Now, it's messed up if I open it to be expected.
Right.
And then I can say, oh, you know what? I was just playing about that. But if I ain't opened it, because it's happened where somebody, I know I ain't opened the door.
Right.
And you done
but
came
they still,
in here.
Had the nerve. Yeah.
So,
yeah,
I can address that in a different way because I know I haven't opened the door.
Good. You can address that intelligently, but firmly.
Very much
right?
So.
And
one other thing I do want to say too, though, this hasn't been my experience, but shout out to other female comedians that school you on the game. I have an older comedian that's been in the game longer than me, and she gave me the word and knowledge of when they book your room, switch your keys. Tell them that you want new keys when you check in.
That's a good one.
Yeah, and that's something I haven't had to deal with that.
Yeah.
In a sense.
Yeah.
But now I'm aware and I'm privy to that being a thing.
Yeah. There's a lot of travel game, especially for women that are traveling alone.
Yeah.
And with me working in corporate America, I travel a lot. So, and that's what I do.
Okay.
And what I really hate, real quick, is when I check in and they say my full name, welcome, and they say, and here's your key, your room number. I got you on the 3rd floor. You're in room 320, and you have a great view. So they're saying it loud for everybody to hear.
I never thought about that.
Everybody to hear.
Okay.
And what happened once before is another lady came in, and I think she got a lot of things on the room, where you can put it to the room, snacks, drinks, everything. And she said, put it on my room 320. Carlotta, and gave my full name. So when I checked out, I had tons of stuff.
Way.
So that's a whole other thing to worry about. Not even the safety thing where somebody could wind up with your key and come in your room. Yes, ma'am. She had all my information. Put it on the room. Put it on the room. Put it on the room. Sign the name and everything. So they didn't ask for an ID. They didn't ask to see your key, anything. So anyway. So that's another thing to be aware of as well.
That's definitely going on stage with me. That's hilarious.
Yes. So be careful of that. So let's talk about when you were on the Jennifer Hudson show.
Yes.
So they were talking about horrific dates, crazy things that happened on dates, right?
Yeah.
So what was your story?
Okay. Man, this was a while ago. This was quite embarrassing. It was quite embarrassing. I went on a date with somebody that, it wasn't somebody that I had been dating for a while.
Yeah.
It's somebody that I had been communicating with, and we went on a date, and we went out to eat. And when we went out to eat, we had a good time. This is when I did drink. We was drinking. Girl, we didn't had an appetizer.
We had 5-course meal.
Yeah, I ordered stuff that I ain't never just really, ventured off and ordered.
Right.
And it was great. It was fantastic. The conversation was great, and it went time to go home, and his car wasn't there. His car had been towed.
Okay, car was gone.
Car was gone.
Parked in a tow zone, obviously, right?
Yeah.
Or did his car get repossessed? Which one?
You know what? You know what? I don't know, but homeboy wanted me to pay him back for the date. He wanted the money back to get the car.
That's all he had was dinner money.
Boy,
That's all he had.
I can't, maybe my half. I had to hit my mom up to come and get us. Now, the worst part about this, and this is what they cut off, the worst part about that, like, that's an embarrassing situation, but the worst part is my mama's a black mama.
Mm-hmm. Oh, she gonna let you have it.
In front of him.
He needed to hear that.
And so, yeah, she talked about me. She laughed about it in front of us. But then even when, we got to drop him off. Come on. What? So she talks about me the whole way home. And then for years, it was the story at Thanksgiving. It was the story at 4th of July. You remember when, why is she still bringing this up? Parents is petty, especially a black parent.
Yeah, they're not going to let you forget it.
Yeah, you was peeing in the bed when you was 13. Mom, that happened once. Like, let it go.
Right. And why are you telling everybody at Thanksgiving dinner?
Come on. But that's what they do. But I love them, though. I love my mama, though.
So did you see this guy again?
No,
or was that kind of it?
that was block, delete. It wasn't even that it wasn't a good guy, but I don't have to deal with my mama and the family. You know what I mean? Like, because that's forever going to be the thing.
Yeah.
And honestly, I mean, we all go through things that we go through. But
that's true.
Clearly, that just wasn't a situation for me.
Yeah.
Asking for the date money back.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a cease and desist.
Yeah.
And that's how
What
that
if you were in a situation where you didn't even, bring your credit cards or bring your money yeah. I'm just saying. So, I wonder what would have happened in that case.
And that's the thing. That's what I can say. One thing I love about life is as long as you living, you learning.
Yep.
You understand what I'm saying?
Every day.
Every day.
Yeah, every day.
So I'm not your regular person. Yeah. Like, although I'm silly, funny, I joke all day, like, I ain't no idiot now. And and I got morals and I got these things. So for me, the learning curve for me, I don't want to be picked up for a date. I just will meet you there. Because, you get there, how you get there, and I'm going to leave how I leave.
Right.
And always, I'm always prepared to pay my own way. And I never go into these situations expecting anything.
Right.
But for me, I don't necessarily need to be taken somewhere that I can't afford.
Right. Yeah.
In a sense.
Yeah.
And so I've had somebody tell me like they don't believe in tricking. Mm-hmm. Right. There's a guy. This was maybe last year. Me and this guy this is somebody that I was freshly dating.
Okay.
And I just explained to him, really, Future said it best. It ain't tricking if you got it.
Exactly.
And that's the reality of it.
Yeah.
And so I think one of our first dates we went to a Indian cuisine. Okay. And the bill was only like $60. Mm-hmm. And so in a nutshell, I was explaining to him, to somebody else, that $60 is probably too much.
Right.
You can afford that. Now, how would you feel if I was like, oh, let's go to Fogo de Chao?
Exactly.
That to him is like, oh, that's, and that's because that's not within your budget. And so that's just, so it, again, if $60 was like, oh, it's a first date, it's no big deal. But to somebody else, they looking more for like 2 for $25. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
yeah, that could be out of the scope for a lot of people. $60. Yeah, and it just depends, and that all plays into getting to know a person, you know. And I honestly feel that dating these days, either you have people that are lying about everything about themselves.
Oh, you live in Houston.
Girl,
you live in Houston for real.
They're lying about the way they look. They're lying about what they have. Yeah. They're, and it's like, how do you weed through all of those people? It's just hard. It's hard to do that. But, I think face-to-face is a lot better than, I would say ask all the hard questions online or when you're talking to them over the phone or what have you. And then do the face-to-face and kind of see if everything line up. Yeah. Because a lot of times when you're talking to a person face-to-face and they're lying,
you can tell.
If you have a trained eye, you can tell if they're lying.
I love that. Okay.
They'll either start stuttering or try to evade the question, or they'll look down while
Very
they're talking, so you can't look at them. They'll start fidgeting around. They'll change the subject. So it's a lot of ways to know when a person is lying.
That's
and
good.
it's best to do that when you're face to face.
Look at this.
So
Look at
again,
this. Now she got a dating show now.
Girl, hey,
Mess around and we about to have a dating show
already. We can have that segment. I wrote a book. So
okay.
I interviewed a lot of people, and all of that information is in that book. There's a lot of stuff
in
that book.
Now. Tell us what the name of the book is.
A lot of stuff. It's called The Road to an Abundant Life.
Okay.
And we talk about everything from how to know, is my man gay? Is my woman, sleeping around?
I need the book.
What men want, what do women want, and how to keep a marriage together. It's amazing.
Okay.
But anyway, okay, that's another show.
My bad. Okay. I get interested in the interviewer. Okay,
girl,
that's me. You live and learn. This is how you learn. This is how you learn.
Yeah, I'm a wealth of knowledge. I got a lot to tell. Okay, so back to you.
Yeah.
Humor and gender-related topics. How do you navigate humor that might touch on gender-related topics without reinforcing those stereotypes or offending anyone? Because a lot of comedians, a lot of them, everything's on the table.
Yeah.
Nothing. There's no off-limit topics.
Yeah.
And a lot of comedians are harsh with it and don't care. Some don't talk about it at all. And others talk about it, but they dance around with it so as not to offend anyone.
Right.
So what do you think about those topics and how do you navigate those?
So I'm in my 7th year in comedy.
Mm-hmm.
Or just technically completed. So overall, I'm just now getting my voice.
Yeah.
In regards to like, this is me.
Right.
And I'm comfortable with me and who I am.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so one thing that I know is that I have to talk about the things that I know.
Right. Yeah.
So, but within this, in the last 6 months or so, like the comedy, like my brain for comedy is just like really working. Like it's amazing to be in this body, in this position right now, because it's comedically, things are flowing. I was on the way here in traffic and I'm talking to somebody and we're talking comedy. Yeah. And we pretty much are having a writing session.
Wow.
Like, I'm like, we got to finish this. Like, this is good stuff.
Material,
this is
right?
good, this is great material. And that's what we're punching this up. And so comedically, I want to grow. And so I am trying to hit on things, on everything. Right. And so some of that is like, the one of the biggest things is like, like the LGBT community. Yeah. And so I went to Austin and I tried some material and I jumped out of it because it wasn't going that well. And I was trying it.
You could read the audience and it wasn't being received well, so you jump right off of it.
I jumped out of it. I chickened out and I jumped out of it. And honestly, that awkward stage is what will propel me to be better. Okay. So I jumped out of it and I was like, I'm going to just shell this stuff because I'm not ready to talk about it because I don't know. And I talked to a girl that's within the community to, because she was there and for her feedback. Right. And she completely understood what I was saying and understood what I knew. But I was there with that purpose. It was a gay pride show. Oh, okay, so I purposely went there for that. And when
to try that material
to try that material. And I even told her, like, I have no shame. Like, I bailed on it. And I went to stuff that I know was funny and would work. And it worked out fine. But really, I was mad at myself because I really should have stayed in the pocket and tried it because that's how you get better. Okay. That's just for me. Some people like to take the easy route and but I really want to grow and I want to get better at it. So, to answer your question currently, right now, things that I don't know about, I really kind of stay away from. Okay. My comedy is fun and energetic and it's my life. It's things relatable from my eyes. I can only tell you about things from my perspective. A lot of the things, if I see a group of women in the beginning, I was like, oh, I'm about to kill it. Because I know.
But now, they're going to be able to relate to what you're saying wholeheartedly. Yes.
But now I'm at a point where men, it don't matter. And that's comedically, that's just the growth that I'm just so excited to and proud to say, like, that's where we at. I'm at that point where, I get off when I see men get up and laughing,
like getting the standing ovations.
When I see them, like, I'm on stage and I'm in the moment, but yeah, that's respect.
That's wonderful when you have everybody laughing, the women and the men.
Yeah.
That's an accomplishment. Have you had anyone to boo you, or have you had? I know you said you got the jokes that weren't really well received, and you felt that vibe from the audience. But have you been like people just staring at you and boo, get off stage?
I had a heckler last year.
Okay.
It was in August. I've never even told anybody. Well, I've never said it publicly.
Okay.
Only a short amount of people know about it.
Okay.
I was it's not Miami, it's somewhere in Florida.
Okay.
I can't think of the town. And I was doing a guest spot.
Okay.
And after the guest spot, I was going to a show. And I have the people, this is another thing.
Mm-hmm.
The club people told me to do clean.
Okay, clean jokes.
Clean jokes.
No sex, no cursing type thing. Okay.
All that.
Okay.
And they asked me, or they told me when they said you could do the guest spot, and I was like, okay, no problem. I have clean. I don't have to cuss and all that.
Right.
And I'll do that. What's funny about that is that I think I don't know how it became a thing, or if the guy was in the green room and he mentioned it again. The guy was like, we got to be clean. The other people in the town that were performing was like, when the heck did this start? Like,
oh, wow. So they didn't know that it was supposed to be a clean show.
It wasn't.
Okay. Okay.
You be clean.
Okay, gotcha.
You black girl, you be clean. You see what I'm saying?
Interesting.
And you black girl, you be clean.
Right. Exactly.
And this isn't the first time that I've seen this where they want to you down.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, or again, but here's my thing, like being clean is only going to help me.
Yeah.
So I have clean sets. I have, and I want to be clean because that literally is TV. Again, that's, again, I'm, if nothing else, when I leave here, like that girl really want to be on TV. She want to go. So it's not just about being funny.
Right.
Like I really want to be great.
Yeah.
And so that's a part of it. So long story short, the set I was doing was clean.
Okay.
It's a joke. It's one of my prominent jokes that I've been using for the last year. It's a barbecue joke. It's a whole barbecue bit about barbecues. It has no sexual anything about it.
Okay.
It goes through the comparison of ethnic barbecue, like one barbecue is barbecue, black barbecue.
Yes.
And this is in Florida, and Florida, they are known for retired, older.
This is true.
Yeah, and so this individual was upset about a barbecue joke, and he said, "I'm going outside," and he said it loud enough to where, it was heard. Yeah. So I was like, bye, you know what I mean? So for a moment, I got him, but because I was being like clean, I ain't get to like really get him.
Right.
Him,
Yeah, you couldn't go in hard on him like you wanted to.
Yeah. But I did. I had fun. I had fun with it. And the other comedians after that, like I only could stay for one because I had to go to another show. But his beginning of his set, he just creamed on the dude. And again, none of the people before me were clean anyway, but he just laid in on him because he's like, this girl is literally talking about, like, everybody can see. Everybody can see it. And like they even
offended.
Yeah, they even inboxed me afterwards. The club owner was like, they they enjoyed me. My staff enjoyed you. Sorry about that customer. So I literally had to shake it off because I was going to another show.
Right.
So I really didn't have time in that moment to process it, and I know that it wasn't an offensive thing.
Yeah.
And sometimes people just, people look at you and they don't want to hear you telling them about their barbecue.
Exactly.
And that's
probably the joke was probably something they did.
Yeah. It's a relatable thing and they felt attacked.
Yeah, that's hilarious. Oh my God. So tell me about some of the women comedians that you admire and how have they had an impact on your life?
Man, so again, I think that this question for me is so weird because I didn't know at 15 that I can do this. So it's not like I've been like, aspiring to be these people for 15, 30 years or so. Right. But I didn't know. I think that that's one of the things. Like, dang, I've been this way.
Yeah. Right.
I wish I knew. I wish I knew that I could do. I didn't know that I could do this.
Yeah.
So even now, like that's probably been the hardest struggle is because, Like now I know. Now I know,
Right.
like I deserve and I will and I am.
Yes.
But my
yes.
favorites growing up was Monique, the S'mores. It was the people that I had previously seen on the Queens of Comedy.
Yeah, Monique, S'more. Yeah.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like
Yeah,
I love
yeah.
Monique's. One thing I like about Monique, if you go back and you look at the tape, she was out there with the top dogs,
Yeah, she was.
punching with the
Yep,
dogs,
she was.
go toe to toe with them, round for
At
round
any
with
given
them.
moment.
Yeah,
Yes. And yeah, she can still do it when given the opportunity.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, she will lay it all out on the line and be unapologetic about it.
Yes.
So you got to be ready for her comedy.
Yes, yes, you do.
You really got to be ready.
Some more, I love her storytelling ability. And then I really admire Wanda Sykes' intelligence.
Oh, yes. Yes. She is an intellectual comedian, and her delivery. I compare her to D.L. Hughley.
Oh, yes.
He's very intellectual,
Yeah.
and he lays it out there in a way to where it is absolutely hilarious.
Very, very true.
Yes.
Okay, look at you.
Yes, I compare those two are parallel, male version, female version.
I love it.
Yeah.
I see that.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Comedy has a lot of reflection on societal issues. Do you kind of have a sense of responsibility in addressing like current topics, like things that are going on? Like, do you do Trump jokes? Do you do Houston drivers can't drive jokes? You know, those type things.
So I have not been heavy on those things previously.
Okay.
But in 2024, I want to do more of that on social media.
Okay.
I think that that's one of the biggest barriers that I have in my career is that social media wise,
Yeah.
I'm not as I don't care. I like to see things on social media, but I really understand that it's a fake world.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
I just am not bought into it. But
Yeah.
the reality of it is this can change my life. And so
Yes,
that
it
is
can.
that is my goal for 2024. That is my
Yeah.
prayer to myself and to
Yes.
God. That is on my vision board to
Yeah.
really get lost in
Yeah.
creating the content in 2024. And what I have to swallow
Yes.
is that people love current events. I
They
know y'all love
do.
it. I'm telling y'all now, I am tapping into it. And the reason why I don't is because it's fake. It's so fake. But, you know, people want to...
Like fake news, a lot of the news is fake. Like the girl that said she got hit in the
You
face
see
with
that?
a brick.
Fake! It's fake!
This girl got 1 million views, set up a GoFundMe page. How much money, do we even know how much money she got?
She got like 42,000.
But she have to give it back though.
Well,
But
she
what
didn't
if she don't
charge us.
have it? What if she don't have the money?
She ain't got it. You
This
see
girl
her.
got 42K.
Yeah.
One, and now somebody's probably gonna make a movie.
Yeah.
And she's gonna get
Oh,
paid
that's-
again.
Yeah, that's gonna be smart.
I mean,
I'll produce
you
a
know,
movie.
the girl at the Starbucks that just beat up, you know, the fight that they had.
I didn't see that
in
one.
the Atlanta airport.
Oh yes, okay, I seen that.
Just, you know, simple things like that,
So-
and you wind up all over the news going viral.
So this is my thing with that, because I was going to use a different example, but we'll use that. You see that video, right? We see that clip. Now, I can make a reaction to that clip and be completely wrong because it was only this big of a clip. Like, we don't know what happened before.
Right.
So I'm not the type that jumps to say, or even, I'll give you another one, Cassie. Right? All this stuff happened with Cassie, and I don't know what happened.
Right.
So I'm just not the
Right.
type
It's
to
hard.
jump to say so. But
Yeah.
what I did do is I got to do something, and that's in 2024. That is the goal, is I got to find my way of doing it, because I just
Exactly.
don't. Yeah, I don't like to it. To me, it's kind of like getting in
Yeah.
their mess.
Right, right.
You understand?
You
You think-
capitalizing on it, but you don't have all the facts.
We
And
don't have-
neither
that's the
does the people that's doing all the comments.
That's what I'm
We weren't
saying.
there. All we saw was this little bit, and we all in the comments saying what we think, what we should do, what should happen to her. We have no idea. So, look, we're running out of time.
Yes, we are.
What I want to do is ask you one more thing.
Okay.
How do you stay creative? How do you stay creative and continue creating your content for these shows? Is it all about your life? Is it about what's going on with your friends, people around you? You know, a lot of people make jokes about their husband, their wives, their best
Right.
friends, their, you know, their uncles and their aunts. How do you keep your content current and creative and intriguing?
So I'll be honest. the stuff that is like the most polished, you know, so it took a while to get to this, but I have a bag.
Okay.
Like I like to consider a bag of jokes that like I
Okay.
just pull this out, this mug gonna work, this mug gonna work, you know what I mean? But I still create.
Okay.
So it's kind of, again, this is super dope. It's like I do a lot of open mics.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
a lot of
yeah,
times
yeah.
people don't do the open mics. That's the essential, that's the gym.
Right.
So how I keep my things, or how I keep the material going, is that I just don't do the shows. I still put the time in the gym.
Gotcha.
Creating
Okay.
and polishing. So it may
Gotcha.
not be ready yet,
Right.
but we're in the gym consistently
Okay.
polishing. And then
Yes.
something may hit me where I may add this to a joke.
Yeah,
There's
yeah.
a joke that I did for a couple years, and I don't know why. One day I randomly moved this somewhere else. I don't know what made me do this.
Okay. You rearranged. Okay.
And now I never tell that joke. I don't even use that joke anymore. Because the part where I moved this is so much better. It elevated.
Okay.
So even
Great,
old
great.
jokes are never done.
Right.
You're
Gotcha,
always
gotcha.
like
It's
evolving.
Yes.
So yeah,
That's
so
good.
so
That's
yeah,
good.
so that it's always an evolving thing.
That's perfect.
And again, I want to grow, so I watch a lot of comedy.
Right. Yeah.
I love being around seasoned comedians, and I soak up everything.
That's good.
So if I get the opportunity to be in front of some great comedians, when I watch specials,
Always
I
learning.
take notes.
Right. That's the best way to do it.
I'm not playing.
Sounds like you're very passionate about your craft. You're doing everything you need to do to elevate and get to that level. And I think you are well on your way.
Hello. And y'all heard it
Yes.
first right here, Real Talk.
Lotto Marie, baby,
Yes,
is in
yes.
the house. So, okay, guys, we could talk all day.
We probably could.
But unfortunately, we're going to have to wrap this episode up. But I want to thank everyone for joining us today. Check out Lotto Marie. Her Instagram page is at lotto.marie.
Marie, that's
If you
it.
guys want to book her for any events, hosting parties, stand-up comedy, at Lotto Marie, lotto.marie on Instagram. Next week, you guys, we're going to be starting our political segments next week.
That's where the big money comes
Yes, we're going to be going on site. We're going to be doing some broadcasts from different locations in the community, and we're going to be addressing all those topics that are plaguing Houston, Texas. So let's try to do something about that. So stay tuned for that. Stay tuned for the locations and all the topics. And again, I want to thank you guys for watching Real Talk Houston with Carlotta B.
Oh, Carlotta. Oh, she gonna say her name first. My bad.
And Lotto
Yeah.
Marie.
Hey,
All
thank
right.
y'all
Thanks,
so much for
guys.
having me.
Yes.
I appreciate it.